Hey guys, the federal hiring process is frustrating and time-consuming, but it doesn't have to be if you use the direct hire authority. So what is direct hire authority? Well, it's the authority that OPM can give to federal agencies. And it's not done through a typical hiring pathway. It is a way that agencies can hire when one of two factors are met. One of these is a severe shortage of candidates. Now you can think of this as medical professionals during a time of pandemic, or engineers, IT professionals. If there's a critical shortage, then OPM can grant this authority. The second reason is if there's a critical hiring need. And this can be because of a national emergency, or an environmental disaster, or a presidential directive. If one of these needs arises, this is another reason OPM can grant that authority. So it does this by eliminating competitive rating and also veterans preference. And because it eliminates veteran preference, there have been some members in Congress that have been opposing or drawing criticism to this type of authority. Now, the direct hire authority can only be granted to the 15 executive departments and not just to any agency. Executive departments are the departments that actually have cabinet members that meet with the president. Not every agency is an executive department. It is also given to agencies with an end date, so it is not an indefinite period. But agencies can request extensions. Also, the direct hire authority cannot be used on SESs, which are the senior executives. The people hired using the direct hire authority, they are subjected to a 1-year probationary period, much like a federal employee that's coming in for the first time. Now, when you think about probation, it is almost like an at-will situation that you will find in the private sector. So they do not need a substantial reason to let you go. But if you complete the probation period with no issues, then when that's lifted, you have more protections as a federal employee. So how do you get a direct hire position? Well, you can search for it on usajobs.gov. On the website, in the top left corner, there's a search box. And if you put in direct hire in quotations and then click search, it will bring up a list of the direct hire positions. Some jobs will have direct hire typed next to the job position title, and others you can find it under the clarification from agency. Under that section, it will state direct hire authority. So if you were to go out on USA Jobs right now and search through them, you would see that there are thousands of positions right now that fall under that category. Another thing to understand is normally when applying for these type of positions, the job application will go straight to the hiring manager. So it won't necessarily go through HR immediately. The hiring manager will decide who they want to pick from those resumes. And once the hiring process begins, HR will come back and then make sure that these individuals are actually qualified for the position. So you can run into situations where the hiring manager picks somebody who isn't lawfully qualified, so to speak, and HR can disqualify them later, and then the hiring manager has to go back to a pool of resumes to find another person. A friend of mine in the VA actually was able to get a direct hire position in information technology. So he worked with computers, and he told me the hiring process was a lot smoother. It took probably about, I think, 2.5 or 3 months, and he was working already. The only caveat that he said is that USA Jobs was not updating as usual. So on USA Jobs, when you go into an application, a lot of times it'll tell you you were referred on this date, or you were given a job offer on this date. So that wasn't updating. So if you went to usajobs.gov and you looked under the application, it still had received, like no action had been done. But in reality, on the back end, everything was moving along smoothly, and he was already working on his first day, and USA Jobs was not reflective of that status. So direct hire authority is a great tool to have during your job search. You definitely want to look for those type of opportunities if they exist around you. And whatever you do, if you want a federal government job, make sure you keep applying. What about you? Are you interested in this hiring authority? Is this something that you would incorporate into your search? Let me know down below. Well, that wraps up my video on direct hiring authority. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.